Mount Monadnock in New Hampshire is regarded as one of the most climbed mountains in the world, with up to 100,000 people making the climb each year. The summit is always crowded, weekends and weekdays year-round. Because of these crowds, Gerald Thayer and Raphael Pumpelly built a secret hideout on the slopes in 1902. It is known as Megalithia, or Pumpelly Cave. If you try to find information on its location online, you will come up with almost nothing. It is extremely secluded and built on the side of a cliff, making it dangerous to find. It is surrounded by thick brush, making it painful to find. But people have found it. They've discovered it. Megalithia is one of many places around the country and around the world that are hidden in the woods, waiting for people to discover them. Everyone who ventures into the woods for a hike can relate to the emotions of discovering something. Recently, I traveled to the Gonic Trails, specifically to see Isinglis Falls. The falls are located along the trail, so it is not difficult to find like Megalithia. As I walked down the icy trail, I kept stopping to see if I could hear the falls. Eventually, it happened. Okay, well, I'm coming up to them. Can't see them yet, but I just started to be able to hear the falls. Looks like the trail goes down right there, so they should be right down there, so let's get up to them. I started to get an overwhelming sense of excitement. I wanted to move faster down the trail, but the ice prevented me from doing so. As I approached the falls, they got louder and louder. At that point, I realized that the falls were much more powerful than usual because of the intense snow melt that was occurring. That got me really excited. I finally reached the river, and I was standing above the falls, just downstream. What I saw there were old stone walls. It was the remnants of an old mill. I had seen several old colonial mills prior to this hike, 6 to be exact, but it never gets old stumbling upon a historical artifact in the woods. I was just imagining when the mill was in operation in colonial times and how much different the area looked then. After taking in the mill site, I proceeded down the trail and the falls revealed themselves. They were gushing. They were much more powerful than usual as I had expected. I could barely contain my excitement as I watched all the water splash and crash over the rocks. Of course, that was just one of many examples of finding something in the woods, whether it be a natural site such as a waterfall or cave, or a piece of history such as a mill site, a cemetery, or anything else. Whether it's far off of a trail or right along it, whether it's a place you've been looking for, or whether you stumbled upon a place unexpected, it is quite a feeling. Not only because of discovering it, but because of the journey to get there. As the old saying goes, the journey is half of the adventure. But I believe that the journey is most of the adventure, not just half. The journey to reach the place plays as much of a role in the emotions felt upon arriving as the actual discovery of the place. We've talked about the excitement of discovery, but there is also a fear factor. Some people may fear the wilderness because of the unknown. For some, the woods represent the ultimate in the unknown. At the side of a rural road, look into the woods. You have no idea what could be in there, what could be waiting around the corner, just out of eyesight. That can strike fear, or at least unease, in some people. Most people watching this are outdoors kind of people. If you are one of those people, then venturing into the woods is anything but fearful. It is exhilarating to hike a trail and not know what is waiting just around the corner. I remember exploring a network of trails on my street that I lived on when I was younger. I always said, I will turn around as soon as I see what is around this corner. Upon taking the corner, the trail would twist off in another direction, and I would just want to see what was around that corner. To conclude, I would like to go back to Megalithia. For some, it represents the ultimate in discovery in the state of New Hampshire. If you were to ask a ranger at Mount Monadnock about the location, they will likely play dumb and ask what you are talking about. It was taken off maps to protect it, but some hikers have vowed to find it. I personally have never found it. I've never looked for it. But here is an account of someone finding it that they posted on their blog. I am paraphrasing here. I entered the bushwhack and lost the trail several times, but always picked it back up. I thought about turning around several times, and just when I was seriously about to turn around, I moved out onto a ledge and saw a curious black tarp. What the? No, no, no way! I moved around the structure and saw what I was looking for. Yes, yes! I grinned so wide and laughed. That is the thrill of discovery.